Every year during the month of March, we share the stories of the remarkable women in our community.
And today we learn that because you were born into generational bondage, it doesn't mean you have to stay away.
Brianna Bias brings us the story of Debra Rush, her story of breaking the chains.
This remarkable woman is brought to you by Central Valley Honda dealers.
Remarkability doesn't just happen. It's forged in the fire.
Human trafficking was something that was generationally impacting my family.
For Debra Rush, the flame erupted at birth.
My earliest memories were on Motel Drive, playing out front of the Storyland Motel when my mother walked the dirt roads of our former Motel Drive.
Eventually, a drug debt by her mother cost Rush her freedom. A trafficker took her as payment in 1999.
It's difficult for me to talk about, but I faced very severe beatings. I went through what is commonly known in the trafficking world as the breaking process, similar to how you would break a horse.
She says her story seemed unbelievable to the world around her. That is until news about Sean Diddy Combs hit the airwaves. Rush's trafficker was also part of a record company in Hollywood, and he would receive trophies for his brutality.
There's a huge network, and so I didn't just have to fear my trafficker. It wasn't just about getting away from him, but for a long time, I was constantly looking over my shoulder. I didn't know who exactly I had to run from.
Her only coping mechanism during that time was drugs and alcohol.
Ultimately, I found my way out through the justice system, but this time on the other side of it. I got into an altercation, I stabbed someone, and was looking at a pretty lengthy prison sentence.
But a merciful judge changed her life. She only went to jail for a few months, and it was behind bars that she reconnected with her childhood faith.
For me, there is no foundation other than the foundation I found in Christ. And it is in that foundation where I was able to really bear my entire soul.
She felt a call to help others as well. So she started Breaking the Chains, a ministry that advocates for those escaping from a trafficker.
These are not physical chains. These are spiritual chains. These are emotional chains.
For Rush, they were generational chains. Not only were she and her mother trafficked, Rush's daughter Kendra was lured in as well.
I know most of the community is aware that I lost my daughter. She was brutally murdered by the same traffickers in Los Angeles that we fight against every single day.
She says her work to fight human trafficking isn't just a ministry. It's a vendetta against those who stole so much from her family.
This is not something that we can turn a blind eye to. This is not something happening in a distant country or a faraway land. This is happening right here in Fresno, right here in California.
She says the sobering reality is that human trafficking is so prominent, everyone knows someone involved. But her organization is making a difference.
82% of those who are able to go through our Breaking the Chains program remain healthy and successful, and this is up to 10 years later.
Today, Rush continues on her path of healing, and part of what makes her remarkable is that she grabs the hands of other survivors and walks with them also. In Fresno, I'm Brianna Bias, KC24, local news that matters.